we're going to be using some deep dentines, which I mix 50-50 with dentine. Then we're going to be doing the cervical orange pink, which is again cut 50-50 with dentine. Then we're going to do our basic dentine build up on the front. And then we're going to be starting to use our enamel screen, and we're going to do a cutback and enamel screen. So now we're going to start off with our dentine and deep dentine, which I put a very thin layer just down in there. I'm also going to put a little bit mesiodistally, so I get some nice light reflection between the teeth. Okay, so we've got that in there. Now we're going to put in our orange pink. Really like this. This is a really lovely colour. Okay, that's good. Now start to put my dentine. Got to work in very thin sections. Just to wrap around my opacious and dentine in there on the palatal. Just getting it on there, getting the moisture control right. The other thing is, try wherever you can to work inside a putty, because it lets you know exactly where your labial contour is, and that way you never overbuild or underbuild. You can always you have a visual check. You almost use your brush like a tool, like a little carver. These smile line, really nice brushes. I like these. We also like using the Evo 2, which is a really lovely wet tray system. The nice thing about it is it has these microfibers which absorb the liquids and the distilled water from a reservoir, and they literally have some people you use cloths and things, but the microfiber, you get no fibers at all coming into your porcelain. It's really lovely. Okay, so we're just going to get this incisor edge correct. We'll probably overbuild our incisor edge by about 1 millimetre. You don't tend to get too much shrinkage with Emax Ceram. Check your inside your putty. I do a lot of shaping with my tools. I hate to trim, I'm not a big trimmer. On my palatal, I'm going to use a little bit of the Mamelon Salmon, cut 50-50 with dentine. Looks nice. And now we're going to cut back for an enamel screen. You almost want to go through it so you can almost see your substructure underneath. Just keeping your ridge there on the distal. Okay, so I've got a quite nice dentine shape now. I'm quite pleased with that. I've just got my little cutaways in the incisor edge. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put an enamel screen, and this is literally, it only comes 2/3 of the way up to the top, and that's it. Because when we're going to fire this, we're going to fire another enamel covering a 0.2 all over the whole surface. So now we're going to start doing this. So I start with OE1, and I put that in my corners. So now you want a contrast. So you've got the OE1, which is very transy. It's that blue translucency that looks really, in the mouth looks blue, but when it's outside, you know, it doesn't look blue. So it's really nice. So now I'm going to use some incisor 1 next to that, and that's not cut, it's straight. Now I'm going to put a little bit of incisor grey. That's a lovely one. I'll use that. I'm going to put my BL next to that. Again, another contrast. So I'll sort of sandwich that in. Doesn't matter if it's a bit long, because it's going to shrink down, and you can always adjust it because we're doing another firing, so it's really good. And now I'm going to use a little bit of TI1 as the last one in there. So again, so that screen is just literally that incisal third. And I'm just going to put a little bit, of dentine just over the thing to cap it off. So again, we're just gonna carefully check that we're in our incisal putty. Almost bang on. Gonna just allow for a little bit of shrinkage, which really doesn't worry me too much. Okay, so I'm really quite pleased with that. That looks good. And then we're going to go and fire that up.